By the end of this year, I'm projected to make over $1,200 in passive income just by keeping money in a high yield savings account. This was money that I didn't have to work for, I didn't have to put extra thought into, I just had to choose the right account to place this money. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 of the best high yield savings accounts that you can open and take advantage so you can start to make more passive income as well. So the first thing that you notice is that majority of these are online and they don't have physical branches like your Wells Fargo or your Bank of America would. Since these banks don't have the overhead costs that these other physical banks do, they pass a lot of these savings on to customers in the form of high yield interest. Now, just to really drive the point home about how many of these old school physical banks really don't give us a lot for our loyalty, take a look at this. Now, Chase is a good bank, especially when it comes to credit card rewards and some of the other products that they offer. But when it comes to savings accounts, not so much. According to their website, Chase gives you an annual percentage yield of 0.01%, which means if you have $5,000 invested in this account, you will only make 50 cents. You wouldn't even make enough in interest to buy you one of the most amazing chocolates in this world. Those white Hershey chocolate with the cookie crumbles in the inside. Now let's look at the most hated, Big Red, aka Bank of America. You can see the same thing, a 0.01 percentage yield, but here you have to open the account with at least $100. Now BOA is even less generous because their fee is $8 a month unless you're able to meet one of the stipulations that they have. So if I was to visit websites for these other large and well-known banks, you would see very similar numbers when it comes to their percentage yield and the type of stipulations they have to try to waive numerous amount of fees that they have. Now, knowing all of this, let's get into the list. But one thing I want to mention is that these interest rates change very frequently. So some of these numbers that I'm giving you may not be 100% accurate as of the time that you're watching this video, just from how fast that these interest rates change. But either way, you'll still be way further ahead by having an account with one of these banks compared to one of these other brick and mortar banks. So let's get into the first one, which is Ally, offering a rate of 4%. I've had an Ally account for years and honestly, I love it. I haven't had any issues, customer service is great, the app is very easy to use, and just overall, the website and just the company in general is just very user friendly. So as you can see here, Ally has a very healthy percentage yield, no monthly fees, no minimum amount to open the account. And one thing I really like about Ally is their buckets feature. Now buckets help you to organize your savings in up to 10 categories that you can create, but you still earn interest on the total account as a whole. So if you created 5 buckets in your account, you can't look at it like it's 5 different savings accounts. It's one savings account broken down into 5 categories. For example, my wife and I have a bucket for vacations, our kids' expenses, saving up for car expenses and car repairs, home repairs. I mean, whatever works for you, you can set up a bucket for it. So this helps you plan your money out very well because when you try to have all your money in one account but it has different purposes, it's very hard to manage and it's very hard to track where this money is being saved and if you're actually meeting your goals or not. The next one is the Capital One 360 Performance Savings Account. Now I really like Capital One. I recently got a VentureX credit card and that has been very beneficial and I like the rewards that I get from there. But they also have a really good savings account. At the time of this video, the percentage yield is 4.15%. There are no monthly fees, no minimum deposit to open the account, and no minimum amount to maintain the account. I've used their mobile app to manage my credit card and it's one of the cleanest apps that you'll see. So it's very easy to use for anyone. Capital One also offers this automatic savings plan within the savings account. So the bank account that you use to make your first deposit into your Capital One savings account can be used to put your savings on autopilot. You'll be able to transfer money between your savings account and your bank account at a specific time and a set amount per week or per month. They also have the ability to open up different savings accounts for different goals. And these additional accounts have no additional fees to maintain them as well. But the difference between Capital One compared to some of the other banks on this list is that they actually do have a small amount of branch locations for those who prefer to do some of their banking in person. Full service branches are available in a small number of states, but mostly on the East Coast. Now, one downside to this account is that it's not as easy to access your money unless you live near a branch location. The account doesn't offer any ATM cards, but if you have the Capital One 360 checking account, you can transfer money from your savings to your checking account and then withdraw at an ATM. If you only have an external account, then you have to wait a couple of days for your funds to process and then you can withdraw from your external account. So if you have a Capital One checking account or if you don't need access to cash frequently, this account may be a good option for you. The next is Synchrony Bank. Now, some of you might not have heard of Synchrony Bank, so I'll give a little bit of background so you can get familiar with it. Now, Synchrony Bank is part of Synchrony Financial, which is a leading consumer financial services company. Synchrony Bank primarily operates as an online bank, but they do have other products like certificates of deposits or CDs, savings accounts, money market accounts, and credit cards. Now, as you can see, they gain the trust of the financial community by receiving awards and recognition for their service and the products that they offer. Currently, with a rate of 4.3%, Synchrony also doesn't have a minimum deposit, no monthly fees, or a minimum amount to maintain the account. I like how they get this representation to show you exactly how much money you can make by opening up a high yield savings account compared to leaving all of your money in one of these brick and mortar banks. And this graph is assuming that you you don't make any more deposits into this account, which we know is not the best way to grow anyway. Something to note is that it's very easy to get access to your money through ATMs, but there is a $1,000 limit for withdrawals per day. It's easy to find the ATMs that are close to you by going to this link, and you can look at a map to see where the ATMs are in your area. Now, Synchrony doesn't charge fees for ATMs that accept its ATM card, and these will have the plus or XL logos. But the ATM owners might charge a fee, but if those fees are domestic ATMs, Synchrony offers a $5 reimbursement every month to cover these fees. So it's a great option if you just want something simple to leave your money and not have to worry about it. The next is the Wealthfront Cash Management Account. Now, Wealthfront is a well-known financial technology company, and they offer automated investment services and financial planning tools. So Wealthfront operates as a robo-advisor, which is an automated investment service that uses algorithms and technology to give personalized investment advice and portfolio management. Outside of these services, they also offer a high-yield savings account, which currently offers a rate of 4.55% and only requires $1 to open. Once you have your Wealthfront Cash Management account, it's very easy to transfer from that account to the other type of accounts that they offer, like an individual or joint investment account, an IRA, and even a 529 account. So this is good for people that want to keep their investments and their savings under one umbrella. You also get a debit card that's provided through Wealthfront's partner bank, Green Dot, and this gives you access to over 19,000 ATMs at places like Kroger, Costco, and Walgreens. The churros at Costco alone will make you make a special visit there, but if you have an ATM there as well that you can use, that's even better. They provide a map of the ATMs that are close to you in your area, and you'll notice that any of the ATMs that are considered not in their network does have a fee of $2.50, so just keep that in mind. Another thing I like is early deposit. I have this even with Ally, but I get my paycheck from my job a couple of days early before the actual pay period. Now, this isn't a deal breaker for most people, but it is a nice thing to have. Now, with the Wealthfront account being technically a cash account, it doesn't have to comply with the same rules and regulations that a savings account would, so you can make transfers in and out of that account free and unlimited. They also offer mobile check deposit, which is always a great feature to have. So overall, I like this Wealthfront account, and I see many people happy with them, especially those that want to have one company that manages their savings and their investments together. Then you have Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Now, Marcus is the consumer banking division of Goldman Sachs, and Goldman Sachs is one of the world's leading investment banks. Now, this account is currently giving a rate of 4.15%. As you can see, there are no fees, no minimum amount to open the account, and no minimum balance to maintain the account. And you also have free and unlimited withdrawals and transfers. They also have 24/7 support in case you have any issues or questions about your account. I also like the app. It's very professional and clean to use, and a lot of people recommend Marcus just by the app alone. But there are a few downsides to this Marcus savings account. The first is that there is no debit or ATM card. So even though we live mostly in a cashless society, it's still beneficial to have an ATM card, because 9 times out of 10, if you need cash, you're gonna need it quick, and you might not have the time or the opportunity to transfer it to your external account and wait a few days for you to access that money. They also don't offer mobile check deposit like Ally and some of the other banks do. So I compare Marcus to like a 2011 Toyota Camry. Not a lot of bells and whistles, and will get you from point A to point B and will last a long time. So if you need something simple to put your money in, you don't need a lot of extra features and anything special, then the Marcus by Goldman Sachs account is a great option. But that's what I have for you in this video. But check out this next video to see what you can do with this extra money that you'll be gaining in interest, so you can make even more money. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.